So some people prefer a bead with the Carolina, some don't. I'm going to do it without. If you guys really just raise an uproar, we will do it with. So we go through our weight. Actually, we need to start at the other side first. We need to tie on our swivel and our hook. So we're going to run. I'm going to use Palomars for this. You may like unis or jam knots or improved double clinch or whatever. So we're just going to do it like that. We're going to make sure our Palomar knot lays nice and flat. Like that. Going to get it moist a little bit, and then we're going to just kind of tighten up. So there we go. We got our swivel attached. I'm making this short for the purpose of this video. I have seen Carolina rigs be very long. A version of this is the old grouper rig that they use at party boat fishing in Florida and certain other regions. This is a very common rig where large snappers, large groupers are encountered on the boats. Yes, this is an offset O'Shaughnessy hook, I would say. Again, we're tying a Palomar. We make sure it lays nice and flat. We get it wet from our fingers. And there we go. We just tighten it right up. Very strong, very simple knots. That's what I believe in. Trim off our tag. Now we're ready to attach our leader to our main line. Now, in order to do this, we have to pull the whole thing through the loop. If there's a disadvantage of the Palomar knot, it's here. So we pull our hook through first, pull our swivel through second. Get a little moisture on our hands, moisten up the knot, make sure everything's flat, tighten it tight. Now the purpose of the Carolina, your swivel prevents your weight from ever reaching your hook, so you have a more natural presentation over here. You know, it doesn't matter if you have a Texas rig style plastic on the end here, or Tex posed plastic as they call them some places. You know, for weedlessness, you can run this to a chunk or live bait. This rig's commonly used for corbina, or corbina here in California, I should say. It's commonly used anywhere there's sand. This allows a natural presentation without losing your contact with the bottom, still allowing the fish plenty of movement with this bait. It's often used for catfish. And of course, as I mentioned with plastics, this is commonly used for bass as well, often with a nice heavy weight. They will call this a Bubba rig. One of the advantages here is this rig can cast extremely far. It's not very snag resistant though, even if you have a Texas rig plastic on the end, because it can wrap around stuff. And as you're casting, it can tangle, or there can be problems with this rig if you don't keep some tension on the line as it's flying out. As I mentioned before, some people prefer a bead up here. We're just making this a nice simple rig for purposes of this video. Anyway, there's your basic Carolina. Easy to tie, simple, strong.
Hey, John here again. I hope you found that helpful. If you did, crush that like button, subscribe for more fishing videos, and check out these two videos, which I think you would also enjoy.